Live with clickorlando.com and streaming on News 6 Plus. This is News 6 at 4, getting results.
As you've been witnessing throughout this afternoon, an unprecedented scene outside a Miami federal courthouse as former President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to felony charges. Protesters waiting outside as the 2024 Republican frontrunner made his first appearance on 37 charges linked to his handling of classified documents after leaving office. He becomes the first former president to face federal criminal charges. I'm Lisa Bell.
This is News 6 at 4. I'm Julie Broughton. Thank you for watching.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. Prosecutors accuse Donald Trump of illegally retaining classified documents, storing them at his Mar-a-Lago home and conspiring to hide them from the government, who had subpoenaed Trump to get them back. He has denied any wrongdoing. News 6 anchor Eric Von Enken joins us now live outside the courthouse in Miami. And Eric, security is on high alert. What can you tell us?
You know, Ginger, this took a little bit longer, I think, than everyone expected. As you say, it just wrapped up a few minutes ago, and police have been all over this area really since Friday afternoon, since that indictment was first unsealed. When the former president first left the courthouse here about 10 minutes ago, it went quite smoothly. There were police officers on bicycles. Florida Highway Patrol was out here with involved. It wasn't until he had cleared this area, until he was out of downtown Orlando, that something happened. Was not major. It appears that somebody was being arrested, and that's when it got a little bit chaotic. So police were pushing this person back, and the crowd followed, and we got caught up in it. The police were pushing us back as well, but it seems that that cleared out fairly quickly, and now police officers have control of this area yet again. We did hear word from some of the U.S. Marshals inside the federal courthouse that they were a little bit concerned about the security outside and about potentially the lack of security outside, because they were only using plastic barriers as opposed to anything metal like in New York City and Manhattan. Remember, they used some dump trucks. We have not seen any of those out here. Police felt that they could handle this. Again, saying that they're preparing for as many as 50,000 people. That does not appear to be the case. So what happened inside the courtroom? You heard that over the last half an hour from CBS News. What we're hearing is that the president pleaded not guilty, but not directly. We're told that he sat inside this courtroom by himself, or I should say quietly, not by himself, but with people next to him, seemingly isolated, but surrounded by his entire legal team. Police over here asking us to get out of the road. With his legal team, the special prosecutor was in the front row. Sorry, gentlemen, police pushing us back here. And he sat there while his attorneys did all of the talking. They pleaded not guilty on his behalf, but then there was a little negotiation back and forth as to who the former president can actually speak with, because some of the people in this indictment, some of the witnesses are actually people who work for him. So there was concern from the judge that the former president would be speaking with some of these people that are named as witnesses in this federal complaint. They agreed on that. They're submitting a list. And then after that, his co-defendant in this case, Walt Nauta, who also sat next to the former president inside this courthouse, he was up next. They agreed on terms. The president was essentially released on his own recognizance. He had to agree to pay a certain amount of money if he continues to violate, in the judge's words. The former president, his legal team agreed to that. But again, the whole time in this federal courthouse, he did not say a word. He left. He was ushered out very quickly, as we said, in this large motorcade with Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, and Miami police, who you see are still keeping this area closed off. Lots and lots of people here on both sides, several sides, we should say, on this issue, including some folks from Central Florida. We know who feel very passionate about this. They boarded a bus this morning and then came here from Central Florida. They are here, but now people are starting to clear out. It has been mostly calm. Again, to their credit, to the credit of police here, there has been some bickering back and forth, some people intentionally trying to antagonize each other, but for the most part, people came here, they told us, because they just wanted to express their opinion. You can see, absolutely, please. People starting to head out here, leave this center area, the square here right in downtown Miami. We're going to be here all afternoon for you and continue to bring you live updates from the federal courthouse. Live in Miami, Eric Von Ankin, getting results. News 6. We'll see you again soon.
Eric, thank you. News 6 political expert Dr. Jim Clark joins us now. We saw you at 9. You're back here right now. Obviously, in Eric's live report, we saw a lot of supporters out there. What do you think that indicates as Trump makes that run for the nomination this year?
It's deja vu all over again.
It is.
Dr. Jim Clark, thank you, even with your voice giving way.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
we'll let
Have
you
you
go
been
now.
down in Miami screaming and
Screaming,
shouting?
I
Is
was
that what
there
happened?
yelling. Yeah. Yep.
Jim, thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, as you saw at the top of the hour, Eric Von Ankin is in Miami bringing us updates on what's happening from today's historic hearing. He will join us again live for the start of the 5 o'clock newscast. Our coverage continues online where you can read the entire indictment. We'll also post updates on today's arraignment throughout the day on the homepage, clickorlando.com, and of course on our mobile news app.
Also developing app for temperatures climbing as the week continues. It feels like the triple digits out there in some spots. Here's what it looks like right now as we take a live look over downtown Orlando. This is our Light Orlando camera. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells is pinpointing all that heat.
It's really hot, guys. I know you spent most of this day inside, but take a look. The East Coast sea breeze pinned right here. So there's no rain relief on the way for you in Central Florida. Right now, winds all coming from the southwest. East Coast sea breeze pinned right up in here. So temperatures are the star of the show. Right now, the real temp is 95. But look at that real feel. The heat index in downtown Orlando right now is 100. 100-degree heat index in Orlando, 102 in Melbourne, 102 in Gainesville. And check this out. Right there in Cocoa Beach, wow, the heat index is 113. It's crazy. The East Coast sea breeze is pinned, humidity's there. You simply can't cool off. It's nasty in Central Florida. I'll be right back to pinpoint where we go. We don't cool off a whole lot tonight, and tomorrow we do this again. See you in a few.
All right, Tom, thank you. New evidence and video released linked to an infant rescued from a hot car outside of Publix in Lake County. Officers say when they arrived, the temperature had already reached triple digits inside the car. Tavares police say a fellow shopper noticed the baby on Sunday in the back seat of a car that was parked at the Publix on State Road 19 and then alerted an employee. News 6's Catherine Silver spoke with that customer. And Catherine, you also got your hands on that new body camera video.
That's right. The entire clip is just over 3 minutes long. It is the first time that we are seeing the child's father's reaction and hearing in his own words his explanation to officers when they placed him in handcuffs here in this parking lot. Now, Jones is facing 1 count of child neglect. I did get a chance to meet with that customer who first saw the baby in the back seat. He told me off camera today that he just simply did what he had to do, and he's glad that the child is okay. I'm live in Lake County. Catherine Silver, Getting Results, News 6.
All right, Catherine, thank you. A proposal to lower your power bill just as the summer heat kicks in.
When and who will notice those changes?
But first, dealing with hurricane anxiety in kids. The reminders from last year's devastation and ways to ease their nerves with the storm season underway.
You're watching News 6 at 4, Getting Results. We will be right back. During the break, we are streaming live on Facebook. Search Lisa Bell News on Facebook right now.
News 6 Insider is sponsored by Orange County Library System. It's every parent's nightmare.
And how long has he been gone?
Nearly 20 years ago, a child disappeared, and as police closed in, the main suspect committed suicide, taking the truth with her. But did police do enough?
They had multiple warrants that they could have held her on.
Watch as we revisit the story that gripped the nation. Where is Trenton? Tonight on News 6 at 6 p.m. Live with Ginger Gadsden, Lisa Bell, Julie Broughton. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells and Meteorologist Candace Campos. This is News 6 at 4, Getting Results.
New live pictures now coming out of South Florida. It appears former President Trump is visiting some supporters at a cafe. This is in Miami following this afternoon's historic arraignment. The 2024 presidential candidate pled not guilty to 37 federal charges linked to his handling of sensitive materials at his Mar-a-Lago home. News 6's Eric Von Anken is in Miami covering this hearing for us, and we will hear from him at 5 o'clock.
As we move into hurricane season, it's hard to forget images like these of catastrophic flooding and damage as Hurricanes Ian and Nicole moved through Florida last season. With so many families still rebuilding, the mere thought of another hurricane can fill kids with anxiety, but there are resources to help get results. And teaching kids how to become helpers.
Yeah.
You're a helper.
I am a helper. I'm on there. I'm the meteorologist. My dream is like seeing myself on PBS after,
oh my gosh.
After Sesame Street. It's like, I've made it.
There
But
you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great because the one thing you don't want is to have the kids fearful of what they don't know. So the more information you have, the better things can, the smoother it will
And
go.
I especially love the 911 operator. Kids hear about call 911. Well, what exactly does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, this is who answers the phone and helps get you what you need.
And the research shows that it is helping.
It really is. Speaking of helpers, Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells joins us now. Tom, we always brag on you because one of the things that you do during hurricane coverage is, one, you stay calm during the storm, but you also have Talk to Tom, and people can call and just, I'll never forget that kid who called, and you just kind of like smooth and easy.
Those are my favorite ones. I don't particularly love the drunks who call, like 2 in the morning, but the kids who call like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, that's fun. Yeah, those are the ones you really like to talk to, are the kids who are like, hey, tell me, Mr. Tom, what's going on? They're so adorable. Hey, right now, we got a pinned up East Coast sea breeze over here. See this little seam? That's the East Coast sea breeze, which normally means I'd be going, wow, here's the rain explosive. Not today. Today, we're dry as we can be. That big ridge of high pressure is in control. And even though we have a little bubble of energy, a little frothiness going on back up here to Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, that is really not getting to us. All the wind support has just made us super hot. And look at this dry air. There's your bubble of activity right up here coming into Pensacola, into the Tallahassee zone. But here, all this dry air, that's totally taken over, leaving us with hot stuff. Daytona Beach at noon time, it's 95 with a real feel of 102. Downtown Orlando, broken cloud cover, it's great. 95, real feel is 100 degrees. 95 is the real feel in Daytona Beach, 94 Sanford, 95 Orlando, Cocoa Beach, straightened up a little bit, dropped temperature down to 91, but look at the real feel. 113, oh my gosh, the heat index is crazy. Feels like 100 in Orlando, 102 in Gainesville, 97 in Lakeland, and 102 again in Daytona Beach. Satellite and radar together here. Not much going on except that little bubble of energy. So unless that can somehow bring us relief, there is no relief coming. You just have to deal with the heat. Tonight we don't cool off much, and tomorrow, same setup. Winds from the southwest, pinned to East Coast sea breeze, a little bubble of energy to the north. Could produce enough showers to make it into Flagler County and Brevard, but for the most part, we're just dry, and we just stay hot all the way into Thursday. Low tonight 76, here is tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change.
Tomorrow's daytime high is right back up there, at least 96 degrees. Rain chances are low at 30%. Look at the week ahead. There's no break coming. We're in the mid to upper 90s every single day. Rain chances will build toward the weekend. Please stay with us. We will be right back with more news.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, yes, I got huge results. We need to change that banner, getting huge results.
New app for state regulators just approved a plan that will trim Florida Power and Light customers' bills. The reductions will start in July. Officials say it's because the cost of natural gas used to fuel power plants was lower than expected. The Florida Public Service Commission approved $256 million in reductions to be included in the plan. This comes after regulators also approved $379 million in reductions that took effect in May.
Here's what we're working on for News 6 at 4:30.
A controversial development could soon be back up for debate. Why the county wants talks with the city about changing plans that have been in the works for nearly 20 years.
And a major drug bust, the lethal drugs investigators uncovered in large amounts and how they busted the multi-county operation. We're getting results on News 6 at 4 and clickorlando.com. Keep it here. We will be right back.
Live with clickorlando.com and streaming on News 6 Plus. This is News 6 at 4:30. Getting results.
Now at 4:30, local, state, and federal investigators come together for a major drug bust. More than 1 million doses of a lethal drug uncovered.
Conservative estimate, 6 to 8 kilos a month have been coming in and destroying our counties.
Coming up, the investigation putting dozens of suspected traffickers behind bars.
First, though, we're seeing new videos showing the moment first responders rushed in to try to save a baby who was left in a hot car. The 11-month-old tragically died at the hospital. Glad you're with us. This is News 6 at 4:30. I'm Julie Broughton.
I'm Lisa Bell. Palm Bay police later arrested the child's mom, who is a pastor, saying she left her daughter in the hot car for hours outside their church.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. We first told you about this story 2 weeks ago when police found the baby in the car just a few feet away from her parents, who were attending services at Mount of Olives Evangelical Baptist Church. News 6's James Barbero has new information in the investigation.
Molly, thank you. We do want to take a live look now over Daytona Beach from our Daytona Toyota and DeLand Kia camera. The hottest week of the year so far is upon us. The lack of rain making the temperatures feel like the triple digits and really just unbearable for a lot of people right now. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells is pinpointing just how hot it is out there right now. And Tom, it is feeling like a real scorcher in some spots.
Oh, it really does. We're blessed to have jobs where we work inside under the AC, because if you're outside today, it really is, well, it's unhealthy. You're risking problems if you step outside and work for very long. So a lot of guys out working today and just, man, I don't know how they're doing it. Take a look at this. Big rain down around Lake Okeechobee and big rain up to the north. In between there, we sit here with wind from the southwest, pinning that east coast sea breeze over there, so we don't get any big rock and thunder showers. All the dry air aloft gobbles up the moisture, leaving us with temperatures that are crazy. 95 degrees right now in Daytona Beach with a real feel of 102. So no matter where you are in Central Florida, the heat index is at least 98. Some spots it's up to 113. I'll be right back to pinpoint where we're going from here and what everything works out like tomorrow.
All right, Tom, thank you. And breaking now at 4:30, we are seeing former President Donald Trump making a stop at a famous cafe in Miami just after his day in federal court. This is at the Cuban restaurant called Versailles. The former president offered to buy food for everyone inside as he shook hands and met with supporters. The crowd even sang him happy birthday ahead of his 77th birthday tomorrow. Now, this comes after the former president pleaded not guilty to 37 counts of federal charges, including conspiracy to obstruct justice. We will have more live coverage on today's court hearing coming up on News 6 at 5.
The Brevard County Sheriff's Office now identifying the man who was shot and killed over the weekend in Merritt Island. Deputies say 47-year-old Stephen Rubino was found Saturday morning at a home along Walter Court. He was rushed to the hospital but died from his injuries. Deputies say the shooting happened during a fight between Rubino and his wife. They say she is claiming self-defense. Right now, no charges have been filed in the case. Detectives say they are still working to figure out the circumstances leading up to the shooting.
Some heartbreaking new details surrounding the death of a former Olympic track star who was found dead last month in an Orange County home. The newly released autopsy report for Tori Bowie confirms she died from childbirth complications. The Orange County Medical Examiner says she was 8 months pregnant and possibly had respiratory distress and eclampsia. Last month, deputies found the 32-year-old when they were doing a well-being check at a home on Bowman Drive. She competed in the 2016 Olympics in Rio, taking home 3 medals, including a gold for the women's 4x100 relay team. Her last official competition was in June of last year.
Well, the plans have been 20 years in the making, but tonight a proposed high-rise community continues to be a point of contention in Mount Dora. Now it appears the city and the county are not on the same page. The Wolf Branch District off State Road 46 was originally designed to bring in tech companies, a college campus, and other educational elements. But back in February, the city council voted no to a plan for part of the development. Now, the county is suggesting a face-to-face meeting with the city to discuss possible changes to the original ideas for it. News 6's Emily McLeod has the story.
A close encounter for a family on the water.
Their boat ended up within feet of shark-infested waters.
All of a sudden, we started hearing people say shark, shark, and then everybody started getting on the boat.
See how it all unfolded next at 4:30.
And they weren't saying baby shark either. But first, rising car insurance rates putting the squeeze on many local families. What experts say you can do right now to cut down on your bill.
This portion of the news is sponsored by your Central Florida Honda dealers. Pride Month is about celebrating our loved ones, neighbors, and co-workers. This June, News 6 and ClickOrlando.com will be featuring local LGBTQ+ stories all month long, remembering those lost to hate and the bravery of others who turn their pain into change. Recognizing the trailblazers who fought for justice and equal rights, while also highlighting the people still fighting today. See local pride stories of the past and present on News 6 and ClickOrlando.com.
Stream News 6 whenever you want. Sponsored by the Florida Lottery. Watch news, weather, and special investigations on your time. You can even tune in to your favorite News 6 podcast. Download News 6 Plus to your smart TV now.
Live with Ginger Gadsden, Lisa Bell, Julie Broughton. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells and Meteorologist Candace Campos. This is News 6 at 4, getting results.
If you are feeling the pain of high car insurance costs every single month, you are not alone.
With auto premiums recently rising higher than inflation, Consumer Reports says it's more important than ever to find ways to lower your bill.
News 6 anchor and insider guide Crystal Moyer has some cost-saving advice. All right, Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrell is standing by. Tom, a lot of people are going to be looking for ways to save money on their AC right now.
Yeah, I moved to Alaska. I don't know, man. It is so hot. My air conditioner was running when I got home last night at midnight. I'm like, yeah, this is not a good sign.
You've seen the lows, Tom. You forecast them.
This is not a good sign. Take a look at live weather radar right now. You see our cold air that we normally get from the big thunderstorms is nowhere to be seen because our East Coast sea breeze is pinned up. Right here in Brevard County, you can see that little seam of activity. That's the East Coast sea breeze. Where's the rain? Well, there is no rain. Down south, there's rain. Way up north, there's rain. In between that, we're getting nada. All the wind from the southwest pin that East Coast sea breeze. And look at this big swath of rust color air. That is dry air at 30,000 feet. You see a bubble of energy up north here and a bubble of energy down south. In the meantime, we hit a daytime high of 95. So far this year, that's our hottest day. Normally, we max out at 91. Overnight low this morning was 74. So we were burning it today, missed the record of 100 by 5 degrees. Currently in Daytona Beach, 95. Real field Daytona Beach, about 102. Downtown Orlando, broken cloud cover, loads of sunshine, also 95. Real field temperatures about 100. Temperatures where you live tonight or this afternoon, it's not anywhere near night. Won't cool off much at night, I'll go ahead and tell you that. 93 right now, Gainesville, 91 Leesburg. 94 Kissimmee, 93 in Palm Coast, and 91 in Cocoa Beach. This is the real temperature, not the real feel. Throw in the humidity and your ability to cool off, it is smoking hot. It feels like 100 to your body in Kissimmee, 113 Cocoa Beach, and 102 in Gainesville. Satellite and radar together. Again, there's a bubble of energy here. So there's been rain down south and a bubble of energy to the north. You see this little upper level thing trying to roll through frothiness there, but it's not coming to us, not even close. Take a look at this. Clouds and rain tonight by 6 p.m. Maybe a little burst of energy through Brevard County. And then up north, you see that little bubble of energy go past. And then it's 11 o'clock and I have no relief for you. During the overnight, we just stay warm. Through the day tomorrow, we're going to do this again. Notice the clouds, wind support, all from the southwest, pinning the sea breeze. I'm afraid we're trapped in this for the next 4 to 5 days, begging for rain showers. There'll be a few. You see them up north, you see some out to the east, but for the most part, we just stay dry. Flagler County, you look like maybe you'll get some rain tomorrow. Then on Thursday, slim pickings for the rain showers. Overnight low tonight, 76 with showers clearing to the south and the north. Partly cloudy. Again, 76 is the overnight low. Here is tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
First thing in the morning, 79. By noon tomorrow, back to 90. We hit 95 today for the hottest day of the year so far. Tomorrow, my forecast high is 96. We should do it again tomorrow, becoming the hottest day of the year again. Rain chance is 30%. Come look at the week ahead. Overnight lows are generally in the mid to upper 70s. Daytime highs, I've got them in there 96, 96, 94. Keep in mind that normal daytime high is 91. Come the weekend, 95 on Saturday. Sunday's daytime high, also 95. Rain chances 50% on Saturday, 40% on Sunday. And Father's Day is Sunday with a rain chance of 40%.
All right, Tom, thank you. A day out on the water interrupted by a school of sharks.
People thought they were fixing to get eaten alive or something.
Coming up, meet the brave man who tried to get a little too close. It is time now for Ask Trooper Steve, where our traffic safety expert answers your driving questions. Tonight, we're talking about the rules when it comes to feeding parking meters.
New at 4:30, a family in Alabama got more than they bargained for during a sunny day on the water. They got a front row seat to a school of hammerhead sharks in action in shallow water.
All of a sudden, we started hearing people say shark, shark, and then everybody started getting on the boat. People thought they were fixing to get eaten alive or something.
It happened on Robinson Island near Orange Beach, Alabama. The boater, Paul Hubble, says there were 6 to 8 sharks swarming the area, and the clear water made the perfect vantage point. He was even brave enough to wade into the surf to get a close-up look. No, Paul.
Never seen that. I mean, every weekend for years, and never seen sharks come up like that.
He says the sharks swam near the boats for about 10 minutes before heading out.
He looked delicious to them. He was like, yeah, I would not wade into the water with those sharks.
No, it's beautiful to see from here.
Correct.
There's a lot coming up on News 6 at 5.
Matt Austin joins us now with what's ahead.
Those were some big sharks in there. Former President Trump leaving South Florida right now after that historic arraignment. He pleaded not guilty to dozens of felony counts. We're live in Miami for you. Plus, carjacked and attacked. 4 suspects are behind bars after targeting food delivery drivers. The video showing one of the victims calling for help. And a group of nurses calling for action. They say hospitals are facing chronic staffing shortages, putting patients at risk. Their push for results ahead.